Almost 2 years after their launch, the PS5 vs Xbox Series X battle remains a fierce one. In our reviews, we were suitably impressed with both games consoles and remain so, with the two machines gaining more features and games as the latest generation gathers pace. But if you can only choose one, you'll want to find out which one is best for you. As such, Tom's Guide has compared the two consoles head-to-head. And without spoiling the results, it's a very close contest between two high-quality consoles. Watch on to discover how each system fares in our PS5 vs Xbox Series X face-up. PS5 vs Xbox Series X price. Both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X cost $500 apiece. Since the two systems are very similar, this category would seem to be a tie at first glance. However, the standard PS5 and Xbox Series X are not the only variants available. There's also the $400 PS5 Digital Edition and the $300 Xbox Series S. The PS5 and the PS5 Digital Edition are identical. See for a 4K Blu-ray physical disc drive in the former. The latter has no disc drive, as the name suggests. On the other hand, the Xbox Series S has significantly different hardware from the Xbox Series X, a less powerful GPU, a smaller SSD, less RAM and so forth. PS5 vs Xbox Series X games. The PS5 and Xbox Series X have fundamentally different approaches to game libraries. The Xbox Series X assumes you'll pick up the same games you left off on the Xbox One, and will want optimized performance across the board for all favorites. The PS5, on the other hand, has a bevy of exclusive titles that launched alongside its new console, although most of them are also available on the PS4. To be fair, at present, it's hard to deny that the PS5 has the more exciting game selection. Just in terms of first-party titles, the PS5 launched with Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, Sackboy, A Big Adventure, and the surprisingly delightful Astro's Playroom. More recently, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart showed off just what a next-gen game should look like. Compare and contrast with the Xbox Series X, which didn't have any exclusive titles at launch. Instead, Microsoft released a list of 30 optimized for Xbox Series X/S titles, including fan favorites like Gears 5, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Forza Horizon 4. While the Xbox Series X optimizations are indeed impressive, not all of these games are brand new, and they are all available on Xbox One, PC, or both. PS5 vs Xbox Series X performance. Comparing PS5 and Xbox Series X performance is difficult at present, as Tom's Guide does not have the specialized equipment required to measure resolution and frame rate in great depth. Bearing that in mind, I compared two games qualitatively across both systems: Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. The former is a huge open-world title, where it's easy to measure load times as you fast travel from one distant point of the map to another. The latter is a fast, frenetic action game, where any drop in frame rate is immediately noticeable. First, Sony's ambitious claims about the PS5's load times aren't exaggerated. As far as I can tell, Assassin's Creed Valhalla went from the main menu into the game in less than a minute. Fast travel took less than 10 seconds from point to point. However, while the Xbox Series X took longer to load the game initially, almost a minute, fast travel time was exactly the same. PS5 vs Xbox Series X design. For the most part, whether you like a console's design comes down to personal preference. But my personal preference is that I cannot stand how the PS5 looks. Not only is the system comically large, it's also a pain to switch from vertical to horizontal configuration, and the standard version sports an ugly, asymmetrical design. The front panel is prone to fingerprints. The power and disc eject buttons are indistinguishable. It's rare that I recommend you hold off on a console purchase simply to wait for the prettier redesign, but you should very strongly consider doing that with the PS5. PS5 vs Xbox Series X controller. Another area in which the Xbox Series X plays it safe, to its credit, is in its controller. The Xbox Series X controller is nearly identical to the Xbox One model, save for textured grips and shoulder buttons, an improved D-pad, and a new share button in the center. It's a smart upgrade for one of the best controllers ever made. Still, the fact that it runs on AA batteries instead of a built-in rechargeable unit feels positively archaic, and also pass a lot of cost onto the end user, whether they choose to buy AA or rechargeable packs. PS5 vs Xbox Series X backwards compatibility. Both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X have excellent backwards compatibility features, but there's no denying that the Xbox reaches further back into Microsoft's library. Not only is the Xbox Series X compatible with just about every Xbox One game, it's also compatible with many Xbox 360 and original Xbox games. While it doesn't include every stab Microsoft's ever taken at backwards compatible games, the Xbox 360 still plays many original Xbox games that the Series X can. It's an impressive effort with zero friction. PS5 vs Xbox Series X. Cloud gaming. Cloud gaming isn't a huge issue for either the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, since you can simply download games and play them natively on either platform. But as cloud gaming grows over the next few years, it's good to know where each company stands at the outset of this console generation. The PS5 has the PlayStation Plus revamp, which lets you stream a variety of PS3 titles, as well as some PS4 titles, to PlayStation consoles and PC. It costs $10 per month for a tier that includes streaming capabilities. Overview. While both consoles are off to a strong start and show significant room for improvement, the Xbox Series X seems like a slightly better investment for the moment. With more powerful hardware, a better design, a more comprehensive game subscription service, and a delightful controller, the Xbox Series X has the early lead in the next generation of consoles. Still, the PS5 has some virtues that the Xbox Series X does not. There's a full-featured digital console, a more inventive controller, a faster SSD, and this is not to be understated, a better selection of exclusive games. From having used both consoles extensively over the last few years, my gut feeling is that they have more similarities than differences, and whichever one you get should be more than sufficient to power your gaming for the next few years. Of course, you could always just build a gaming PC, but that's a different story. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.